So we just closed our best month in company history, the most revenue we've ever done last month in June 2026. And it was an amazing feeling, but it was this weird moment when I realized that I don't really have anybody to share this with. Now, of course, I go and I tell my wife and we celebrate, but nobody is really in this business with me in this office every single day from 9 to 5 working on this thing. That's the hardest part of running your own business by far, by yourself, is just this weird feeling of loneliness, to be honest. A lot of people, when you'll go out and you start your own business, they'll tell you it's going to be hard to make money. It's going to be hard to get clients, to manage your own time. That's certainly true. But the most difficult piece, I would say by far, is doing it by yourself. Just that every single decision comes back to you. It's like the scale of this entire business, every single thing, marketing, the actual business itself, you need to manage your clients. It all comes back to you. And it's difficult. It's lonely. If you're doing it by yourself, it's incredibly hard. And I haven't figured out a particular way to manage it, if I'm being completely honest. There's peers in the industry that I chat to occasionally, but for the most part in this office, I'm alone 9 to 5. I think it's just one of those things in business that it's just like, man, this is hard. Just got to do it anyways. We'll hire somebody in the next year, but even still, how can I expect an employee that we're paying a salary that might not necessarily have equity to care as much as I do? To care about the clients when they get frustrated, to care about all these little things within the business that could go wrong on a day-to-day. It's stressful, it's lonely, it's all of the things that make business incredibly hard, but yet also incredibly rewarding. I'm a very extroverted person, personally. I'm not sure how you are, if you're an introvert or an extrovert, but I loved when I was working in 9 to 5 that I had coworkers around me all day, people that I could just chop up with, get to bounce ideas off of. That thing was the best. That was my reason that I loved my staff accountant job at a tech startup, where in comparison to this, it's me. It's just me, and my office is incredibly, incredibly quiet. It's not just loneliness that it's just me in this desk every single day, just in this room isolated, but also just isolated decisions, isolated conversations with clients. And, you might say, well, yeah, you have your clients, you have your other business partner that you can talk to. And that's certainly the case, but you also need to understand, that's business. It's very much a different thing when somebody's paying you for services than it is just chopping it up with a coworker. So that would be my biggest thing to new entrepreneurs that I would say is a little bit of a different warning, is that, hey, there's going to be moments where this is incredibly lonely, where it feels like the burden of the business and anything that happens within it is on your shoulders and your shoulders alone. That's a hard thing to bear. I have an amazing wife, and sometimes I talk to her about these things, and she's fantastic about not necessarily trying to work through them with me, but just being there as a person who listens and who certainly cares, because she cares about me. And these kinds of people are hard to find, but incredibly important that you find one or two. Maybe you have a group of friends, of buddies who also run businesses, or maybe you have a wife or a husband who really cares about you as a person. This is the hardest part about business by far. As a solo entrepreneur, it's lonely. And if you're doing business right, you probably care about your business a lot. And when you care about your business and things go wrong, or things go a different path than you would have intended, which is a guarantee, by the way, it's going to be stressful, and you're going to feel like the weight of the world is on your shoulders, and it's going to feel lonely, if we're being honest. It's one of those things, maybe the only thing you can do is just keep going. I don't know if I've found a solution for this so far, per se. Maybe one of you guys can say in the comments what you think would be the best way to combat this. We'll be hiring in the next year, but it's just not reasonable for me to expect an employee to care about the business as much as I do. Maybe one day when we get some other equity holders other than me and my partner in the business, then it'll be a little different. But until then, man, this is hard. Especially when you care about your business and your clients as much as I do. It's just a difficult thing, for sure. I'll tell you one story very recently that we had that kind of made me think of this whole thing. And that was we had this guy who basically cussed me and my partner out over email because he owed a little more than he had expected. So, of course, let's look into this. Maybe there was something that either we or your bookkeepers got wrong that we can take a look at. So we dove into it, and there ended up being a bookkeeping error, but he was so frustrated. And this is the kind of thing, again, I care about my clients. I want them to be happy and satisfied with our service. And so to deal with all of this alone it was very lonely. It was very taxing, to be completely honest. Anyhow, I just wanted to come on and share that with you guys. If there's any way that, I can help you in your solo entrepreneur business or your just career trying to figure this out, please drop a comment or reach out to me either at maxwell@mcEwenTaxAdvisory.com or just me at maxwellmcEwen.com. Thank you for watching and have a great day.